What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Spring Breakers. Alright, so my overall opinion of Spring Breakers is this movie is absolutely fantastic. I love this movie. The last time I watched it, I absolutely loved it. This time I feel like I enjoyed it even more because, I knew what I was getting into, and I feel like I just appreciated it more this time. Um, it's just it's so solid. Definitely one of my favorite Harmony Korine films, for sure, for sure. So yeah, that's my overall opinion. I think it's super solid. Now I'm gonna jump into a quick plot summary for you all. So the basic plot is you have these four college girls, and spring break's coming up. They don't have enough money for spring break, so three of the girls rob a restaurant. They get enough money. They go on spring break. While they're there, they're having a good time, but one thing leads to another, and they end up getting arrested. They're supposed to be in jail for a couple days, but Alien, played by James Franco, bails them out, and they start hanging with him. He's a big time drug dealer, so he's up to some shady stuff. He's hanging out with some other shady characters, and the girls kind of get involved in this whole life of crime. So that is the basic plot there. Now I'm just gonna jump right into my likes, and like I said, I think this movie's fantastic. So I wrote down a whole lot of stuff for my likes here. So the first thing that I wrote down is just the overall look of this movie is absolutely amazing. The lighting is beautiful. The color grading is super unique. I've watched a bunch of interviews with Harmony Korine about this movie, and he's always like, "Yeah, I told the cinematographer and the lighting people, I want it to look like it was lit with Skittles," and I feel like that's such a great description. I mean, of course, it's his movie, so he created the look and everything, but it looks so good. Like, the lighting is amazing, the color grading is good. I know I already said that, but it's that good. The costumes, it's all neon. There's like neon signs everywhere. Florida looks great. All like the skylines, they're always just filming at like the perfect time of evening where it's like almost like a purple sky. I don't even know how they do it, but like some of the scenes in the bathroom, like the white tiles, they just have a look to them. Just everything in this movie just has a look. That's the whole thing. This movie is really, it's like kind of style over substance, but in a good way. Like, it's about the look of stuff. It's almost like a music video. That's what I always think of when I watch this movie. It's like a feature length music video. It's just really stylized. It's more about the look of everything. There is a story there, but it's more just about like the feeling. It's an experience, and I love that. So that is one of the things that Harmony Korine said too, is that it's supposed to be like a drug experience, which you definitely feel like that when you watch the movie, because it's like, I feel like there's like highs and lows, and it's like an emotional roller coaster, because at first they're like, having a ball at spring break, and they're partying it up, and it's all good, and then it's like when the bad stuff happens, if it's like a bad trip, like it's just like everything, like the music changes, the lighting changes, it's like a lot of like reds and stuff. And yeah, this movie is definitely like a roller coaster ride. It is kind of like a drug experience for sure, but yeah, it's a unique movie, but it's not too crazy. It's still like, I feel like it's still pretty straightforward. I wrote that later in my likes. I'm trailing off here, but another thing that I wrote for my likes is the soundtrack. Not the soundtrack. The soundtrack was absolutely on point. Um, Most of the soundtrack was done by Skrillex, and it's mostly like electronic party music. It gets you going, it gets you hyped up. It totally goes with the whole, you know, party aspect of the movie. That's cool. You got a couple other songs here and there. A big one is the whole Britney Spears scene where James Franco's playing the piano and they're singing the Britney Spears song, and then it goes into this montage of them just brutalizing people and robbing people and smoking and this and that, and that's like one of the best sequences in the entire movie, and that song is pretty good. So yeah, the soundtrack's on point. I thought the four main actresses were really good. Like when they did this, they were still pretty young and they were like coming off of, they mainly just did Disney stuff. So this was definitely out of their comfort zone to do like a pretty, raunchy, R-rated crime movie, So I thought the girls did super great. They're out of their element, but they totally killed it. And, like Selena Gomez's character is like more reserved, but the like Vanessa Hudgens and the other girl, they're like just insane. Like they're crazier than James Franco's character Alien, and it's not like over the top. Like you believe that these girls are just nuts. Like they're crazy. So yeah, I thought their performances were great. James Franco did a fantastic job. I feel like you don't see him in roles like this, and I mean he totally just killed it. I think it was the type of thing where he might have just been method the whole time. Like with the other actors, he was always in character. So I mean he definitely went hard. Put in a lot of effort, and you could see that in the movie. He was very believable, just a cool character, like one of my favorites. I liked all the main characters, but speaking of other characters, another one of my likes is I just wrote Gucci Mane. When I sat down to watch the movie, I like almost forgot that Gucci Mane is in it, and he's the main villain. And I mean, it's super cool to see him. I think this was the first movie he ever did. I don't know if he's done other movies, but I mean, he did a great job. He was a great villain. He had some funny lines. He's like, "Merry Christmas, Burr," like his iconic Burr line. I'm not like the biggest Gucci Mane fan. I know like a couple of his popular songs, and I think they're pretty good. They actually play one of his songs in this, and that's like a good one. But I'm not like gonna like lie and say I'm like the biggest Gucci Mane fan. But I mean, he's like a superstar at this point, so it's like of course I know about him. It's like cool to see him, because at that time he was like still like about that lifestyle. So it's like you wouldn't really think of him being in like a Hollywood movie, so it's like cool that Harmony Korine gave him a chance. But I mean, nowadays Gucci Mane, he's totally changed. He's all on some positive stuff, so that's what's up. That's pretty darn cool. So another thing that I wrote for my likes, that's what I'm saying, a lot of likes here. I'm a big fan of this movie. So another thing that I wrote is that this movie is more straightforward than other Harmony Korine movies. The thing is, I like pretty much all the Harmony Korine movies that I've seen, but some of them are extremely disturbing, and you got to be in the mood to watch them. Like a lot of time I just won't feel like watching them, because you gotta be in a certain mindset to watch them. Like it's not something you can just pop in. It's not like a comedy or an action movie where you can just pop in and have a fun time, like, yeah, I gotta be in the right mood to watch some of his movies. But this movie I feel like is more straightforward. There's more of a normal narrative. I mean, it's still, the way it's edited is a little bit weird, but for the most part there's like a story that you can follow. It's not like Gummo where it's all over the place, but Gummo's great. I love Gummo and it's a cool, unique style. But this, I feel like, is more straightforward. If you're not, you know, a huge Harmony Korine fan or you've never seen his movies, I feel like this is a good one to start. And I feel like even if you might not be a fan of his other movies, you might like this one. And it's still his style, you know, how he always makes kind of weird, different movies. So it's still a little bit weird and different, which you want to see from one of his movies. Like if he just made a movie like everyone else, like what would be the point? Like that's the whole point of watching his movies, that he does things a little bit different. This is different enough, but it's not too different, you know? It's like more, I feel like it has like more mainstream appeal. I mean, this one, out of a lot of his movies don't make money. This one made a ton of money, so there's that. But I mean, the marketing was good. Like I feel like a lot of people didn't know what they were getting into. They're like, oh, Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens, James Franco, Spring Breakers. Like when this was, I didn't see this when it was coming out, but I always just thought like, oh, they probably just party and it's just like a party movie, Spring Break, and then I saw it, I'm like, oh no, I was very wrong. Yeah, but jumping back into my likes here, I kind of touched on this, but the last thing I wrote for my likes is, you know, the kind of unique editing in this movie. Like I said, for the most part, it does have a normal narrative. It's like easy to follow, but some of the some of the editing choices, like I said earlier, how this movie like Harmony Korine describes it as a drug experience. Some of the editing is like repetitive. You'll hear like dialogue that doesn't match with the scene, and stuff is kind of all over the place. And for some people that might be a negative, but that actually made the movie more enjoyable for me. It's just, like I said, it's something different. I thought it was kind of fun. It was cool. So yeah, there's that. That definitely, you know, elevated the experience for me. All right, so those are all my likes. That was a whole lot. Now I'm gonna get into my dislikes. I only have a couple. The first one's like a total nitpick, but it was just something that I was thinking of when I was watching the movie, so you know, I might as well say it. And that's, so the character Alien, I just thought his tattoos were like super generic. Like he just had like a dollar sign on his neck, and then on his hand I think he had like a weed leaf. And then on his car he had these giant spinner rims, and they were just dollar signs. Like I feel like the tattoos and his car and stuff like that, like they made it too generic, where it's like he almost seemed like a cartoon character. Like, oh, he has a dollar sign tattoo, oh, he has dollar sign rims. It's like, we get it, he's this like, you know, drug dealer wannabe rapper guy, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like he just, that made him like not seem like a real person. Like, I don't know, like you're really gonna have a dollar sign neck tattoo? I mean, I don't know. It's a nitpick, it's a little thing, but I feel like if they like gave him some different tattoos and made the car, like, you could still have spinner rims, but like, come on, dollar signs, like, what is this? What is this, a effing cartoon? What is this, a joke? But yeah, that's just like a little nitpick. And then another dislike that I had was Alien dying. And you know, for the story it was fine, because the you know, like it was more about like the girls and showing how they were like crazy. Like at the end, like they were crazier than Alien, you know, they were like more about it than Alien. Like they even kept saying like, scaredy cat, you're scared. Like it kind of, like him dying showed that like they were just like unfazed, and they went and like took on all the, you know, the villains themselves, so it made sense for the story, but it was just kind of a bummer because I like grew to like his character, and he was one of the main characters. He was pretty cool. He had a lot of memorable lines. He had like a nice charisma about him, so it was kind of a little bit sad when he died, and it was just like so abrupt. Like it was just like they walk right into the building, he just instantly dies, and it's like, you know, we're like following this character the entire movie. Like I said, I grew to like him, and then it's just like he's just dispatched so quickly. It's like it's like just such a I mean, but I mean that's how it goes. Like if you get shot, you just drop. But like I don't know, I feel like it was just for such an iconic character, it was just that the death was yeah, it was like a little left me like wanting like a little bit more basically. But other than those are my only dislikes. Other than that, I liked a whole lot in this movie. And now I'm gonna jump into my WTF moments. I only have one, and it's so so every time I watch this movie, I always think this is funny, but Gucci Mane is like these like girls are having sex with him, and he's just half asleep. Like he's like, I think his eyes are closed, or he's like nodding off, and he's like barely talking. He's like, oh yeah, that's good, yeah, yeah. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I just thought that was like the funniest thing ever. That's like gangster though. He's just got like all these women around, and they're just like, you know, getting with him while he's sleeping. Like he's like on some boss stuff. But I just always think that's funny. Like I don't like he's just half asleep. Like what a G. Just he's just like he doesn't even care. Like he's just like, oh yeah, that's good, baby. Like he's just laying there. Like he's not doing it. Like I mean it's just definitely a WTF moment. Like I mean you think you would be like a little bit more excited in that situation, but I mean he's just been there and done that, so it's like whatever. It's like might as well just take a nap while it's happening, you know. But yeah, that was my only WTF moment. Now I'm just gonna give you all a little recommendation and then wrap things up. So I would definitely recommend this movie. Um, if you're a fan of Harmony Korine movies, this is an absolute must watch. And if you're not a fan of Harmony Korine movies, or you've never seen one, I feel like this is a good one to start out with. You know, maybe you like it, maybe you check out his other stuff. I mean, it gets a little crazier from here, but I feel like this is like a good gateway drug into Harmony Korine movies. So yeah, if you have seen it, you know, and I mean, yeah, if why would I recommend? I was about to say, if you have seen it, check it out. But it's like, if you have seen it, you either like it or don't like it. But if you haven't seen this movie, I would definitely recommend it. I think you might just like it. So check it out. And I pretty much said everything I want to say about Spring Breakers. So thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.